Second homeostatic function of liver is storage, that it's going to store something. First of all, it's going to store glycogen. Liver stores glucose in the form of glycogen. We know that glycogen is a long chain of glucose. This stored glycogen is crucial for regulating blood glucose levels. For example, during the period of low blood glucose, such as between the meals and when you are fasting and you are not eating anything, it means that the glucose level in your blood it's going to decrease. At that time, liver is going to break down glycogen and it's going to convert this glycogen into glucose by the help of glycogenolysis process, in which glycogen is going to lysis or mean breakdown. So this is the process name glycogenolysis, in which glycogen is broken down to form glucose and then it is released into the bloodstream, and this process happens in the liver. This process ensures a steady supply of energy, particularly for the brains and muscles, thus preventing hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia means less glucose in the blood, hypo means less, and glycosemia means glucose level. It means that it's going to prevent less glucose condition in the body and it's going to support the normal organ functions. So here you can see we have glycogen, and this glycogen is going to be broken down into the glycolysis by the help of glycogenolysis process, in which the long chains of glucose, which are in the form of glycogen, are broken down to release glucose so that you can prevent the hypoglycemia. The second function is vitamin storage. Liver stores vitamin A, D, E, K, and B12, which are the essential vitamins. Essential vitamins are the vitamins which are required by the body, so that you have to supply them because they cannot be prepared by the body itself. So these vitamins, they should be included in your diet. That is why they are called essential vitamins. These vitamins, they are vital for various bodily functions. By storing these vitamins, the liver ensures their availability for metabolic processes. So liver is going to act as a storage house for these vitamins, and whenever body requires these vitamins and you are not supplying them from the outside in the form of food, so what liver is going to do, it's going to take some vitamins from the storage and going to send those vitamins to the place of metabolism where they are required, so that overall health is maintained and to prevent any kind of deficiencies. The third storage function of liver includes iron storage. Liver stores iron in the form of ferritin. This stored iron is used for the production of hemoglobin in red blood cells, which is essential for the oxygen transport throughout the body. So iron is the main part of the hemoglobin. If there is no iron, it means that different hemoglobin chains, they cannot combine together to form hemoglobin. So iron is actually the central part of these four hemoglobin chains, and when the iron is present, then hemoglobin is combined together and is able to perform its function, which is the transport of oxygen from one part of the body to another part of the body. Adequate iron storage ensures that body can produce sufficient red blood cells, preventing anemia. Anemia is a condition in which body has less amount of red blood cells. To prevent the anemia and maintaining efficient oxygen delivery to the tissues. The fourth function of liver as a storage is triglyceride storage. The triglycerides, as the name indicates, tri means three, glycerides, that it contains three glycerides. The glycerides, they are made up of one glycerol and three fatty acids. Here you can see. So when three fatty acids, 1, 2 and 3, they combine together with one glycerol molecule, they are going to form one triglyceride. The triglyceride, which are a form of fat that serve as a long-term energy reserves, because they are the fatty acids which are the energy sources, they are stored with the glycerol in the form of triglycerides, and whenever you need energy, they are broken down to release energy. During period of energy deficit, when the energy is less, These triglycerides, they are going to broken down into fatty acids and glycerols to provide energy. This storage function help maintain energy balance and support metabolic demands during fasting and increased energy expenditure. Whenever you are fasting, it means you are not providing anything, any energy source to the body from the outside. At that time, the body is going to use its own reserves, which are triglycerides stored in the liver. Similarly, if you are doing extensive exercise, which is the increased energy expenditure state, at that time you also need energy, and this energy is again provided by the breakdown of triglycerides stored in the liver. The third homeostatic function of liver includes conversion. Conversion means that liver converts one thing into another different thing. The first conversion is carbohydrate metabolism. Carbohydrates are the compounds which contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The first carbohydrate metabolism includes gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis is a process which converts non-carbohydrate source. Non-carbohydrate means that other than carbohydrate source, which includes amino acids, lactate, and glycerols, into glucose. In the last slide, we studied that triglycerides, they are broken down into 3 fatty acids and 1 glycerol. Fatty acids, they are used for the energy, but what will happen with the glycerol? That glycerol is converted into glucose. Similarly, amino acid, we heard it is deaminated, but what about the rest of the part of the amino acid? After the removal of amino group, the rest of the part is again converted into glucose. So this process is called as gluconeogenesis, in which non-carbohydrate sources, they are converted into glucose. This process is vital during fasting or extensive exercise when glucose levels, they are low, ensuring the continuous supply of glucose for energy, particularly for the brain and muscles. The second metabolism is glucogenesis. Glucogenesis means that excessive glucose is converted into glycogen. So for example, in gluconeogenesis, we have a lot of glucose. This glucose is exceeding the amount of body. So what happens that the amount of glucose which is required by the body is utilized, while the rest of the glucose is converted into glycogen by the process of glycogenesis. This stored glycogen can be broken down when needed to maintain blood glucose levels, so providing a quick energy source and preventing hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia, like I told you before, that it is a condition in which body has less glucose. So here we can see that this glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate by the help of glycolysis, and then this glucose 6-phosphate is converted into glycogen by the help of glycogenesis, and this glycogen is then stored in the liver, and this conversion process takes place in the liver. The last function of liver is detoxification. Toxic means that something very dangerous. Detoxification means to minimize that toxic substance or to remove that toxic compound. Harmful chemicals, including food additives, pesticides, alcohols, and drugs, are detoxified and removed from the body, thus assisting in toxic disposal. So any toxic substance that you ingest accidentally or deliberately, it's going to be into the liver, and in the liver, through different metabolic processes, those chemicals, those harmful chemicals, they are converted into less harmful chemicals, or they are detoxified, and after that they are removed out of the body. So that was all about homeostatic function of liver. If you have any question related to this topic, or if you wanted to learn about any other topic, please let me know in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video.